Why is it important to you to be transparent?
It's what I promised the voters when I was running. I ran 3 campaigns, and I told them I would never lie to them. And that doesn't mean I'm always going to be right, but it does mean that I will always tell what I think is the truth. If I ever make mistakes, I'll come clean and tell them. And what's great about always being transparent and honest, you don't have to think about what you said previously. You just always tell the truth, and you're not ever caught in a, oh, what did I say last week?
Right.
It's easier to be honest.
In a nation that's very just that, imperfect, where it's a lot of not only web of lies, but there's so many people before it. How do you bring tradition and bring conserving our values as just Americans to the forefront of what you're doing now?
I think, and especially because I had that incident where I did almost die with the brain aneurysm. It made me, I always believed in God, but that made me realize that I'm nothing without Him. And so now I lead with Him in mind, and that's when He made me ready to run for this position. So I don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing. I just have to do what He thinks is right, and leads me the right way every time.
You thought about music?
I've always been like a decent singer. I've always known that I can sing. When I was a teacher, I needed like extra money because I was a teacher. Like, we don't make money. I saw someone singing one night, and I'm like, I think I could do that. And so like I tried out, and it stuck. And I got in a band. I met my husband, who is a full-time musician, and after that, we just started. That's all we did. Before I went to jail for COVID and all of those things, we were traveling all over the nation. We did duos. We had full band stuff. We did all kinds of things, and we spent every minute of our life together. When all these politics happen, it's totally different than what we're used to. So we're just trying to get used to this new life.
What motivates you to get into politics?
Getting thrown in jail. I had my salon closed down for COVID, and they said you can't open it back up. I had people, hairstylists in my salon, saying they couldn't feed their kids, and I didn't want to be a reason why kids weren't getting fed. And so I just opened it without asking anyone, because I was like, it's not up to the government whether or not people can work. That was shocking to a lot of people, but it really opened a lot of people's eyes on, wait a second, I do have the right to like operate what happens with my family, and I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not doing anything. And I see COVID as kind of a blessing, because yeah, it was hard at the time, but now we look back and say, like, there's all these people that are standing up for their personal rights and for their family, people that weren't political at all ever, and now are involved in making sure we get the 10 Commandments in our school, making sure we get all of these things that were never political before. We've met so many people that said, I'm in politics because of what you did, and that's so flattering and humbling, because I just was trying to help the people in my salon at the time. I wasn't, like, it wasn't a big deal to me, but apparently it was. It's just very humbling to know that people want to make the world a better place because of what we did. So it's pretty cool.
What do you want your platform to connect people my age to everything you've been through, with your story, with what you represent?
So the biggest part of that to me is being real and authentic, and I think you guys can appreciate that. When I was a teacher, I taught for 13 years. High school, and I really had a great relationship with the kids because I was always just very real. The biggest thing that I taught them, I think, is you don't have to earn my respect. You walk in the door, you have my respect. You can lose it, but before you even met me, you have my respect because you made the choice to show up here today without no one can make you do that. You made that choice. I'm proud of you for doing that. I respect you for doing that. Then we can move forward. I used to hate when teachers had those posters on the wall. It's like, you have to earn respect. And I'm like, I don't believe that. If we all treated people with the respect that they deserve from the get-go, from the jump, right? We would have a much better place. You know what I mean? Like, I respect you, I barely know you, I respect you. You know what I mean? It's easier to communicate with you, it's easier to do all of those things, and that's how I've learned to work with people in the house. I respect you from the beginning. Well, what about all the things I said about you? Don't care. don't care. Can we work together now? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I think that's the biggest thing when you get into politics, when you get into a field that's very feud. Both sides, it's like a legal civil war.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to not only your fans, your supporters, the students you raised? You really do raise this.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to apologize on behalf of who I was as a student.
No, it's fun. It makes it fun. I know for sure that you can do anything you want. And I'm saying anything. Anything you want to do, if you want it bad enough, just do it. And don't give excuses. Don't tell anybody that you can't. Because when people on that floor, when I was trying to pass my bills and do all of those things, people are like, it's probably not going to happen. You're just a freshman. You can't do that. Well, we're running out of time. So that fueled me to pass it because they all said I couldn't. And so, again, being in this office, I had to run 3 times to get here. I could have given up. After the brain aneurysm, I could have given up, but I was like, I'm beating this. And everyone said, including my opponent that I beat, she would never be able to do that. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you really do, and it sounds like cliche or whatever when I tell you that. I want you to know, like, look at me in the eyes, I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to be sitting here and do what I'm doing, you can do it.